Graph and network theory optimization explained. Adjacency, centrality, connectedness, and weighted graphs. So, graph theory and network theory are essential mathematical tools used in the design and optimization of networks. The theories provide a framework for understanding and enhancing network structures, improving network efficiency. And as we said in the title of this video, we're going to look at 4 different ways of optimization for a network that we can look at the specific context for improving how the network flows and having a better idea about the actual network we are creating, as well as setting up contingencies. If certain lines go down, there might be other paths that flow. So we're going to look at 4 different areas related to this optimization. And the first one is that of adjacency. Adjacency refers to the relationship between nodes that are connected by edge links. So we know the nodes are the circles in graph and network theory, and the edges are the lines that connect them. So we are looking at nodes that are directly connected to one another. Adjacency is represented through each directly connecting line or edge, okay, that connects two nodes. So here I have node A and it is adjacent to node B. And on that line, we would state the relationship. Okay, what is the relationship between these two nodes? And then from node B, it has an adjacent relationship to node C. And once again, there would be a relationship there. It might be related to accessing a specific resource, or it could be a connection to the internet, some sort of relationship that those two nodes have, the two adjacent nodes have, that is specific to them. And then that tells us more about the network and how it kind of flows once we have multiple nodes together, understand the role each node plays and their relationship between those edges. The second area is that of centrality. Centrality determines the importance of a node within a network. A node with high betweenness centrality controls data flow between various parts of a network, making it a strategic point for placing security measures. So if we illustrate centrality, here I have 4 nodes and we can clearly see node B is at the center of this. It connects nodes A, D, and C all together, and I've highlighted it in green. It has a higher level of centrality. So because a lot of data is flowing through node B, it would be a very strategic point on the network to have some sort of verification taking place or hold a specific resource, because it is directly connected to the other 3 nodes and data is passing through node B between the other 3 nodes on the network. So we can see there that B has a higher level of centrality. And once we talk about larger networks, we'll see that there are key nodes that are connected to a lot of other nodes and have that level of centrality, and they are our strategic points within that network. The third characteristic is that of connectedness. A network is fully connected if there is a path between every pair of nodes. Enhancing connectedness is essential to maintain network availability. So essentially now I've got 2 groups of nodes here, A, B, and C, and D and F. Okay, the top row is connected, the bottom row is connected, but obviously we've got an issue. Okay, the top row can't communicate with the bottom row and vice versa. So what we need to ensure is that there is an edge and a connection being made, so now that all nodes can communicate. But even in this format, that is still not optimum. Okay, because we are talking about optimization here. Okay, technically there should be multiple connections connecting the bottom row to the top row. All right, as of right now, we do have a connection, but it's a bit of a bottleneck. But it's there to show you the importance that all nodes need to have a path to get to one another. We can't have this segmentation where a group of nodes can't communicate with another group of nodes, and that's what connectedness is all about. But we would like some more edges in there, developing relationships with different nodes and spreading the actual paths that could be used to connect different nodes together. The final category is that of weighted graphs. This involves assigning a cost to each edge. In network design, using weighted graphs allows network planners to find the shortest paths or least costly routes for data transmission, enhancing overall efficiency. So what we would have here is we've got a network set up. We've got our nodes and we've got our edges. And you can already see here I've got a color scheme happening. I'm going to click again and you're going to see that I've got values assigned to all these lines. The green connection is a 1, the yellow connection is a 2, and the red connection is a 3. All right, so the lower the number, the better that line is. So let's just talk about the relationship between nodes A and node D. Okay, in that relationship, obviously that green 1 line is the best route for it to go. It is using the best valued connection point to get from node A to node D. But let's say that was taken out of the equation. If I want to then send data between nodes A and node D, I've got to go through either node B or node C. And this happens in networks. Sometimes certain lines go down, there might be issues. There are many reasons this might happen. Well, if I have created a weighted graph that I'm using in my network, I can tell that the route between node A to node D is better going through C than it is going through B, because we can see that the connection from A to C and A to B are both weighted as a 2. But then when we get to the next level between C, D, and B and D, okay, the connection between B and D is valued as a 3, meaning it's not as good of a connection as the connection between node C and D. All right, so if I wanted to go from node A to node D, okay, and line 1 was down, okay, it is better to go through node C. All right, and then once again, if we exacerbate this and do it over a larger network of much more nodes, we can determine these pathways with these weighted edges, okay, and we can see what are the best routes to take in order to get from specific nodes to another node on a network, okay, by assigning values between the relationships of the nodes on a network and creating these weighted graphs there. So I hope this video has given you an understanding of these 4 characteristics related to network optimization through graph and network theory. That of adjacency, which is the relationship between connected nodes on a network. Centrality, the points of the network and specific nodes on a network that have lots of connections and have a high degree of centrality, okay, making them influential on the network. Connectedness, ensuring that there is a pathway between all nodes on a network and there is no isolation. And we want to have multiple pathways between nodes as contingencies on a network. And finally, that of weighted graphs, where we're assigning costs and values to each edge of a network so we know what the best pathways are between nodes so we can determine the shortest paths or the least costly routes when sending data across a network. So I hope I've explained these 4 characteristics to you and you have an understanding of them in relation to graph and network theory optimization.